Before this emergency transmission begins, this channel requests that you remain connected if you value continued updates regarding public safety incidents. Ensure you are subscribed to this broadcast frequency and keep this signal active. Your engagement allows further alerts to reach you without interruption. Remain attentive. Do not exit the transmission prematurely. What you are about to hear may concern someone you know. This is an official advisory from the Municipal Safety Communications Office. Please remain calm and listen carefully. Over the past week, multiple residents have contacted authorities regarding unusual behavioral changes in individuals described as their closest friend at this time. There is no indication of widespread medical emergency. However, the consistency of reported details requires public awareness. The situation begins subtly. Your best friend says something slightly wrong, not obviously wrong, just misplaced. A memory you both shared rattled with one small difference. A joke you've repeated for years delivered without the punchline. When corrected, they pause a fraction too long before laughing. The laugh comes late, practiced. Witnesses describe eye contact that lingers beyond comfort. Not affectionate, not hostile, just studying, as if memorizing the way your face moves when you speak. Several reports mention temperature, not of the room, of the person. A handshake that feels cool and dry even in warm weather. A hug that lasts half a second too long, their chin resting on your shoulder while they inhale slowly through their nose, as though cataloging your scent. Yesterday afternoon, a resident recorded a conversation with her lifelong friend. In the footage, the friend sits perfectly upright on the couch, hands resting on their knees, smiling. The resident says, "Remember when we got lost at the lake?" The friend responds, "Yes." "You were afraid." The resident laughs and says she wasn't. The friend continues smiling. "You were," they repeat. "You still are." The tone does not change. The eyes do not blink. When asked how they knew that, the friend tilts their head slightly to the right, an angle not typical of their usual posture, and says, "I remember everything about you." The recording ends when the resident backs away. In subsequent encounters, affected individuals display increasing accuracy. They finish your sentences. They recall private details you never shared with them. They refer to conversations that never happened. When confronted, they do not argue, they observe. It has been noted that photographs taken with the individual show minor inconsistencies in several images. While everyone else appears mid-blink or mid-motion, the friend's face is perfectly still. Eyes open, smile unchanged in one enhanced image. Their reflection in a window is not aligned with their body, it is closer. Last night, authorities responded to a residence where a young man insisted his best friend was standing wrong. Officers found both individuals seated at a kitchen table. The friend was facing forward, hands folded neatly, smiling. The young man was pale, shaking, whispering that his friend had arrived before he invited him inside. The friend turned to the officers and said calmly, "We've always been close." Body camera footage confirms that while speaking, the friend's eyes shifted briefly, just for a second, toward the young man's reflection in the dark microwave door behind him. Not toward the young man, toward the reflection, as if checking alignment. We are still determining how replacement occurs. Early patterns suggest proximity strengthens the imitation. The longer you remain together, the more precise the mimicry becomes. Speech improves. Gestures refine. Even shared memories adjust to fit, because it is not trying to replace your friend immediately. It is trying to become what you remember. If you begin to notice small differences, do not ignore them. Pay attention to how they stand, how they blink, whether their smile reaches their eyes. Notice if they ever look confused by their own hands. And if your best friend looks at you one day, truly looks at you with that steady and blinking focus and says, "You're my only friend," in a voice that sounds slightly layered, slightly delayed, do not cork them. Because the last confirmed message sent from an affected individual was brief. It read, "He's still here with me." Authorities arrived to find only one person in the room, sitting upright, smiling, waiting for someone who hasn't realized yet that they're the one being remembered.